right, let's get to the details of what really they're asking for here. Kelly Mullen, Million Student March National Event Organizer. Kelly, good to have you. Keely, I'm sorry. Is it Keely or Kelly? What do you want? How's that going to be paid? Someone asked to pick up the tab. Who would? Right, so if the 1%, Kelly, if the 1% just had their taxes raised a few years ago, back to almost 40%, then to pay for the health care law, they had them raised another few percentage points. Then they had their deductions limited to raise another couple points, where, depending on the state or locality, they're pushing over about 50% in taxes. How much higher do you think? How much more do you think they should pay? Where do they go? Let's say if you tax them, they're smart folks, these people, these 1% hoarders, right? So if they leave here, then who's going to pay for all this stuff that you want? Do you think the 1% can pay for all of this? So are we talking about 85 billionaires, or are you extending this to the 1% or whomever who earn a little bit north of $250,000? At what level, Keely, do you start saying you got to pay a hell of a lot more than you're paying now in taxes?
Of society.
If it's 50% now, let's say it's around 50% with taxes. We used to have a top rate of 90%. You think we should get back to that? And you're okay with that? Or are some of your friends okay with that? Do some of them want to be successful themselves, and they'd be happy when they get to a level, maybe over 200,000, 250,000, they start paying 90% in taxes on that? Your friends are going to be happy getting to a point in their career when they can look outside and say, finally, I'm able to pay 90% in taxes. Say, unless you're high as a kite, you wouldn't volunteer to pay 90%, right? I mean, unless you really did see a considerable bang for the buck and it was worth it, right? But a lot of the times that you realize it's not worth it, and given some of the track records we've seen with government, it doesn't always work, right?
Nip it in the bud. Calls for action, and now, nip it in the bud. Nip it in the bud.